good to be here, everyone. My name's Travis Beck. Some of you may have heard of me. Some of you may have seen me before. Some of you may be my family members, my mother. Some of you may have conceived me. One of you conceived me that's watching this. Hi, Mom. I know my dad's not going to watch this, so the other person that conceived me. What's up, Dad? Oh, wait, he's not going to see it. Anyway, good to be here. Good to be back. I'm in the new podcast studio. What do you think? Pretty cool, right? Feeling good about life. I'm getting married this year. I will be starting a family this year, and it's going to be a big fucking year, okay? I'm pretty excited, feeling good, clean shaven, wore a tie. Feeling like my sort of Mr. Rogers vibes right now. Only like tropical, like in a bunker and the, outdoorsy sort of cabin-like feeling. I'm starting a new podcast and it's going to be consistent this time, which is always the hardest and most challenging part, right? I've done podcasts in the past and just a one-off or 2 or 3 or 4 and then just, it goes to shit. But I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to start interviewing people. My first guest is the one and only David Avila. He's actually a retired fire safety officer. He is a retired fireman. And the timing is interesting with the wildfires here in LA. That's actually not why I brought him on at all. I work as a location scout in the film television industry, and a lot of times when we're filming on set out on location, we are required to have police officers, firemen with us just to make sure everything's safe, right? Especially when we're filming in a community and in a public area, etc. And so I get to talking. People on set. That's the one thing I really love about working on set. There's a lot of things I like, but just the storytelling, talking to people, getting to know people, because you work for a couple hours and then you're just filming for like 8 to 10 hours, and then there's really not much to do if you're not, the director of photography or the actor or the director. If you're just kind of on the fringe of the production, there's not much to do, so you end up just kind of, chatting with people. And that's how I got to know David, and he works on set as a fire safety officer. And I'm going to have him on, and it's going to be great, so stay tuned for that. And just, there's a lot of wisdom and knowledge to be gained on a movie set, on a commercial television set, whatever you're on. It's all the same, It's blue-collar people, salt-of-the-earth people, a lot of them really smart, everyone getting paid really well, actually. I feel like, I used to do a little work on the railroad and public relations, but I knew what railroaders made, it's like another blue-collar industry that pays really well. I feel like filming is like that as well too, it just pays really well, even if you're below the line. But, there's a ceiling that I plan to surpass very soon. It's a low ceiling for me. I gotta make more money than that. But, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, just the wisdom on set, different people, tons of personalities. Everyone's like an expert in their own field. It's really interesting. You got a props guy, you got a camera guy, you got the director of photography, you got this martial artist expert, all these cool people with tons of stories, and you just get to chatting, and that's what I'm going to do with my new show. I'm just going to let them have it. I'll make jokes where I can. I'll be inappropriate where I can. I'll be, prudent where I can. And we're just going to see where it goes, kind of give you a glimpse of like behind the scenes in filming in Los Angeles and what's that like, talking to people like security guards, retired police officers. And the reason that they choose retired people is because basically they have all the knowledge and experience, So if you're, if you've worked downtown LA 20, 25 years, and then you're working on a Nike commercial that's filming in downtown LA on the street, like with traffic control and barricades, you're not going to choose some guy that, is from Long Beach. You're going to choose some guy that is from there. And it's just really interesting, all these different people that I meet. I'm like a connector, I just meet all these different people and bring them together. And that's what I've always done. I've just like, if I find one cool person, I'm going to introduce you to this other cool person. Oh, you have a movie idea? Let's do it. Let's make movies. By the way, if you have a movie idea, I won't steal it from you, but tell me about it. Tell me about it, and maybe I'll help you make it. Maybe I'll tell you that it shouldn't be made, that it's a shit idea. Maybe I'll tell you that it could be made. You could do it, but it needs a rewrite. It needs to punch up. This one character's shit, replace it with a midget, stuff like that. But, solid wisdom to be gained from lots of people on the film set. They say, write what you know. I know filming. I'm a filmmaker. Going on 12 years in Los Angeles. Holy shit. Am I talking too fast? Should I slow down? 12 years in Los Angeles in July. Whew, feeling good. Feeling good. Keeps getting better. Honestly, keeps getting better. A lot to talk about. Just wanted to say hi. Let me know what kind of stories you'd like to hear about my exploits in the big city. Who else am I going to interview? I'm going to interview security guards. I'm going to interview a lot of police officers, actually, that are retired that they're like, oh yeah, one of them, Officer Jerry Mitten, is it Bitten? Officer Jerry Bitten, I believe. He worked on Heat, the movie Heat, the De Niro, Val Kilmer movie from the 90s, Al Pacino. And I'm going to bring him on. We're just going to talk about that. Like, how cool is that? Oh, yeah, I'm a medic. A medic's another one of like a different sort of behind-the-scenes important position on a film set that no one really thinks about or hears about. I'm going to interview some medics. They come from all walks of life, very interesting lives and wisdom to share with us. One of them worked on the actual Titanic movie from the late 90s with Leo and went down to Mexico with the big pool that they built, James Cameron, and was helping people swim, during the ocean shots and straight up. We're going to talk about that. It's going to be really cool. Stay safe in LA if you're here. Say some prayers for the people that lost their homes in this horrific time, and pray that we have confident leaders and competent leaders that will switch out the current administration here in Los Angeles and in California. Governor Newsom has to go, and Mayor Karen Bass has to go. Have a great night.